Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and good night. Whenever you are listening to this, I'm Sylvia Hubbard, author of High Suspense and Dark Romance and founder of Motown Writers Network. Today's subject is reader takeaways, what I would like readers to walk away when they read my books. Currently, I'm going to just talk about the book I'm writing, which is Black's Innocence. You can check that out on my website at sylviahubbard.com. And the first one, I'll just give you the three as an intro. So the first one is Understanding the Black Man. Number two would be Bad Things Happen to Good People. And three, Love Comes Whenever You Least Expect It and not when you plan for it. And those are the three things. So, number one, Understanding the Black Man. So, if you don't know the Black series, they're all standalone books that just basically have men in it with problems, I guess. They all have not just deep, girlfriend broke my heart or, wife cheated on me. They have deeper seated issues inside of the Black family due to the lineage and things like that. And in this book, I kind of wanted people to understand that the blood of the Black men have affected a lot of their decisions in life, whether they deny it or not. A lot of people who know the series is in love with like the really weird ones. That's really crazy. There are currently 4 books in the series. So there is Love Like This, Hope is Love, Revenge of 3, and The Mysterious Mr. Black. Black's Innocence makes up the 5th one, and then there is one more book to go. And that would be it for the Black line, but currently right now we're in Black's Innocence. So, understanding the Black men, Tyler has always had his bad blood and he's always denied his family. But sometimes you can't run from your past until you can't turn from your past until you understand it. And that way it will guide you towards your future in general terms. So in Tyler's case, that's basically what he's going to have to do, is address his past, accept what has happened to him, accept his life, accept his family the way they are, because then he's accepting himself, so then he can live better for the future and make better decisions for himself. Love decisions. That's always I always tell people, make love decisions for yourself. But you can't really love yourself if you don't understand yourself and why you do the things you do. So that in terms, that's why, that's one of the takeaways I want to kind of generally get readers to understand in that regards. So number 2, a reader takeaway from Black's Innocence would be Bad Things Happen to Good People. Lauren has planned for the perfect life, the perfect relationship. I mean, she's planned for everything. And I always, in the bit, I always say, nothing, she plans for the perfect life, but nothing could prepare her for him. And that in turn tells pretty much what the whole story is based on, is that we plan and we plan and we plan. And I think I think I've heard a saying that says, when we make plans, God laughs. And that's kind of where this whole thing is coming from, is that Lauren has planned for everything to be perfect in her life. But we always plan for what we want, but not what everybody else wants. And people say, well, everybody else not about my life or a part of my life. We still should be planning for, plan A, plan B, plan C. I like how Will Smith says, if plan A don't work, go to plan B. If plan B don't work, go to plan C, and keep it going. And I've even had to take this theology into my own life, because as a single mom, I used to say my middle name was Murphy's Law. So everything that bad could happen will happen. And no matter, even though I am a positive person, I mean, I always stay positive. There's always a silver lining, even in hell. That's with all my theories, and in this regards, but bad things do happen to good people, but we just have to learn how to deal with them. We could say, hey, I did everything I was supposed to do. Why is this happening to me? And we could go off in the corner and sit and cry about it. But then we just have to, we really, I always say, I give myself a chance to cry about it and pout about it and be mad about it. But then we have to get up and get going. Everything in my life that has happened to me, I usually give myself a time limit. I say, okay, I get a week to bawl about this and scream and cry about it. But then, Sylvia, after this, you got to just get over, get going, get God, Get over, get going, get God, right? Yeah, great alliteration. So, but it is true in terms of things that we have in our lives that we know have happened that are bad. We can't sit there and really let life run us over while we sit around, on the tracks and let, things fly by. We have to just get going and just leave it in God's hands. Don't sit up there and say, oh, I'm going to get my enemies back and I'm going to change the world by taking out my enemies and blah, blah, blah. Karma is a bitch. When people do things to you, and karma is going to come back, and she sure doesn't like other people doing her job. And I've always believed in, if you wish bad on others, it comes back tenfold. So even for my enemies, I don't wish bad on others, but I always say, okay, karma, be my friend. Can you hook a sister up, But in that terms, but we should always prepare for the worst of the worst. You never know. You always got to have something to fall back on, or you always got to just be prepared that something bad is going to happen. Take a deep breath and just keep it going. Don't let it really tear your life apart, or let it ruin everything that you have worked for, But yeah, bad things do happen to good people. That's always going to happen in life. I can't really say, how to prevent this. There's no way to prevent bad things from happening. They're just going to happen. And what we can do is, like I said, get up, get going, and get God. Just, pray more, do more, and be more to get over where you are. It's just kind of like a stoplight in life. Sooner or later, it's going to turn green. So, hey. Last thing is, love comes whenever you least expect it, and not when we plan for it. People always say, hey, this is how I'm going to fall in love, or this is Mr. Right, this is what my Mr. Right is going to be, and things like that. And, this is the kind of guy I want. But then they end up falling in love with something that they just couldn't imagine. And even in my love story, I had my list of, okay, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. And then what God sent to me was not only the things that I want, in which I didn't even see the things that I want right away in him. It was the things I needed that I saw right away, which I'm kind of glad that I'm kind of glad it was. He presented the things that I needed in life. A friend, a confidant. I mean, just a person who, I could really see myself leaning on, and not even as a lover, as a really good person. Someone who understood my insane. I didn't have to put the crazy in the box like I have to do with other people, or in other relationships. I usually had to put the crazy in the box. So, when the love came to me, it was kind of like, I got the things that I needed first, and then it was like, oh my God, this is just what I wanted, and then, little things that I wanted would come floating to the surface. And it was kind of like a cherry on top of a great relationship sundae, I guess. Yeah, that's how I can actually put that. It was, it was those wants were like little cherries on top of a excellent sundae. He was actually a great cherry on top of my life. It was a cherry on top of my sundae in life because, if you're dependent upon the person who loves you to be, that yin to your yang, or that other piece to the puzzle that you need to get ahead, then you're looking in the wrong direction. I think that person is supposed to be, like I said, the cherry on top of life's sundae, and that's what he was. It was just a really, really good cherry. He gave some really good cherries. And so, like, I didn't plan it. I never planned to fall in love like that. And I mean, I've written a million romances in my head, and I guess I don't think I've ever written a romance like the one that I've had in real life. So I got to kind of thank him for that, for giving me that. But in this book, in Lauren, she has planned for, this is the way my life is going to be. This is how, me and my husband are going to be, and things like that. And in regards, that's not what happened. That's not what occurred. But she finds herself falling in love with this person, this other person that she of course doesn't like. That's always great in a romance book. But she doesn't like at first, but he's giving her what she needs. And sometimes like I said, love comes when you least expect it. And we should keep ourselves open to opportunities of magic. And I know that kind of sounds weird to say, as an adult and living in reality. But if we don't believe that the unexpected can happen, then you are not preparing your heart, your mind, and your soul for the beauty of life. I guess that's a good thing. That's that's off the cuff too. And I do love that. I'm gonna TM. But I think that's what has happened. So I'm gonna get out of here. I've talked long enough. Long. If you haven't started reading Black's Innocence, please do go by my website, sylviahubbard.com, and check out Black's Innocence all while it's free, because soon it won't be. I'm writing it live, and you can throw your anger around while I'm writing it. You can get mad at me, or be happy for me, or just love it. So I hope you love Lauren and Tyler's story. And check out the other Black books. That's funny. Other Black books. You can check out the other Black books on Amazon or wherever books are sold. They're always available. And of course, subscribe. And I hope you join me, as we keep going on this writing journey, and really love it like I do. So writing and reading with me. And I'm going to get out of here. So you guys have a good week. Stay cool, because we're going into the summer. And if you're listening to this in the winter, think cool. Think warm. Think warm. Bye, guys.